It's Thursday, August 28th.
This is The Warning.
Let's talk about Donald Trump's health. His hand. What's going on with him? Why can't he walk in a straight line? What is wrong with his ankles, with his circulation, with his heart?
Recent photos of the president have shown minor bruising on the back of his hand. This is consistent with minor soft tissue irritation from frequent handshaking and the use of aspirin, which is taken as part of a standard cardiovascular prevention regimen. This is a well-known and benign side effect of aspirin therapy. And the president remains in excellent health, which I think all of you witness on a daily basis here. So the president wanted me to share that note with all of you. I'm happy to take further questions on it.
Is the president terminally ill? Will he survive his first year in office? Or should the country begin to prepare for a transition to Vice President Vance ascending to the office of president? There's not a word that the White House says that can be trusted. Donald Trump is the most dishonest president in American history, the most prolific liar there has ever been. For example,
well, the war really started over NATO and Crimea, and they wanted Crimea back. That was given, not a shot fired by President Obama in perhaps the worst real estate deal I've ever seen. There's been a couple of them. I would say the Gaza Strip was a pretty bad one, too, given by Israel so they'd have peace. So they gave away a big percentage of their oceanfront property in order to have peace. How did that work out? Not so good. And Crimea is the apple of Ukraine. I mean, it's so beautiful. And Obama gave it away. Nobody ever mentions that. If I ever did that, the fake news would be, they would be writing about me day and night for years. He gave it away. He demanded that they let it go. And Russia came in and took it, just took it like from a candy from a baby. And it was really Obama's, not really, I mean, that was pure and simple, Obama's fault. What a terrible thing he did to that country. And so they lost their heart. They lost the heart and soul of the Ukraine 14 years ago, whatever it might be. And it was so unnecessary to do that. And that's when it really began, when Obama gave it away.
And here,
Mr. President, did y'all discuss any land swaps yesterday? Because we've talked a lot about the Donbass region. And what was the feeling in the room? What did the other leaders say about this?
Well, they understand. Look, everybody can play cute and this and that. But, you know, Ukraine's going to get their life back. They're going to stop having people killed all over the place. And they're going to get a lot of land. But this was a war. And Russia is a powerful military nation, you know, whether people like it or not. It's a powerful nation. It's a much bigger nation. It's not a war that should have been started. You don't do that. You don't take on a nation that's 10 times your size. And, you know, military experts look, if it wasn't for the greatest military equipment, we make the greatest military equipment in the world. And we gave them, you know, whatever. They took probably a lot of money, too. But they had tremendous, you know, they had the Patriot missile, which is the best in the world. All the equipment, we make the best equipment in the world by far. Everyone else is like nothing. So we gave them a lot of equipment. Now, with that said, the Ukrainian soldiers were brave as hell because they're fighting a force that's much, much bigger and in theory much more powerful.
And here,
I want to get things done. You know, I've solved 7 wars. We ended 7 wars. I thought this would be one of the easier ones, and this has turned out to be the toughest one. India, Pakistan, I mean, these were big ones, and also all big ones, and some going for 31, 32 years, one for 35 years. The Congo, think of that, the Congo and Rwanda for 35 years. I got that one done. I got them all done, but this one is the one that is the most difficult, and I thought it would be an easy one. So I hope President Putin is going to be good, and if he's not, it's going to be a rough situation. And I hope that President Zelensky will do what he has to do. He has to show some flexibility also. The thing is a mess. This was started by Joe Biden. This was a war that should have never happened.
and here.
Our capital city has been overtaken by violent gangs and bloodthirsty criminals, roving mobs of wild youth, drugged-out maniacs and homeless people. And we're not going to let it happen anymore. We're not going to take it.
Let's watch Donald try to walk in a straight line. The concealing makeup, well, it seems so haphazard. It's so obvious. but none of the media will ask about it. And so I guess he's fit as a fiddle, right?
What does this due to? Standing on your feet too long, especially over the age of 70. You have the veins, the valves in the veins can become a little bit less competent than they usually are, those valves that bring blood flow up to the heart. You should actually elevate your legs. He's never going to do that, Ainsley. He's on his feet. As Sean Hannity said to me last night, he's on his feet all the time.
What about his hands? I think the White House was saying he shakes hands constantly, and that can cause the bruising.
Well, first of all, as you get older, your skin in your hands gets a little more friable. It's not as flexible, the skin, and on top of that, he's on aspirin, which can make the capillaries more prone to bruising or leaking, and he shakes hands all the time. And he has a vigorous handshake. Probably the people that shake back shake vigorously. He likes to shake hands. It's a really good sign of bringing people together. And he's not going to stop doing that either.
What about the mixing up of names? Here.
Everybody standing there knows. We know. You don't have to be doing any studies. They should be saying, please come in. Pritzker should be saying that. You know, I did a favor for Christy Whitmer. A good favor, I think, with the fish, the carp, the China carp. Did you ever hear of it? China carp. And it's taken over your Great Lakes. You know about that, right?
And here.
When I equated two people, I equated them. I shouldn't mention the names, but I equated Nikki Haley with Nancy Pelosi. I equated them. They said, oh, he doesn't understand no, I understand the difference. He doesn't understand the difference between Haley and Pelosi. No, we understand that. I understand a lot of differences. But anything you do, the fake news will take it and turn it. But with him, they take bad stuff and try and make it look good. With us, they take genius, pure genius, and they try and make it look, right? They try and make it look bad. It's the exact opposite.
What about the nonsense talk?
I think we need a ballroom, and that's happening. It's going to be a beautiful ballroom. Nobody comes to our southern border anymore. 3 months in a row, we had 0. I don't know if that's right. Okay. Baghdad we doubled up on Baghdad. We don't want to show the real numbers. Let me do numbers so it looks like it's going down. Not going down. It's why they want transgender for everybody transgender. That's a lot of police. That's so many. I never heard. That's like an army. And it's embarrassing for me to be up here. You know, I'm going to see Putin. I'm going to Russia. They got in there because of woke. They were rough and tough. Look at these people here. Nothing, you know.
Just absolute, utter incoherence. This subject absolutely should not be off limits. Democrats should be talking about it constantly. The president is sick, mentally and physically. That much is obvious. It's an important issue to attack the credibility of the administration and all of their shills and liars on TV. Make them defend the proposition that Donald Trump is physically fit, that he's morally and mentally fit. They can't do it, but they'll try. And in trying, their political position will weaken and erode. Right now, there's a tremendous dissonance in the country between the things that the people see on the news and what they experience. If you watch the news, there's very little suggestion that Trump's policies are deeply unpopular, but they are. Very. And growing more so every day. His popularity is cratering, like his health. It's just not something, I guess, we're allowed to talk about much anymore. But here, on The Warning, we'll talk about both. Without fear, without being chilled or intimidated. Because here at The Warning, the fascist thugs will be called out for what they are every day, 365 days a year. Thank you for your support. I'm Steve Schmidt. This is The Warning. I invite you to join this community where I promise to be honest, blunt, and direct about what is happening in this country. America is in crisis. Follow and subscribe to this channel and on Substack. Thank you